So every year we try and build up the Shelterbelts on the property and get ourselves a little more protection from the wind. The other thing that it does is it creates more habitat for wildlife when we're not here, and even while we're here, I suppose, and that's a good thing too. So this year we're planting ash trees and cottonwood trees, which grow up real fast. Work really well for Shelterbelts because they grow so quickly and in pretty much any kind of soil. So those will work great for our Shelterbelt. For the taller stuff, and then for that ground cover or the sort of bushier stuff, we've got some sea buckthorn, which produces a really nice fruit as well. So we're looking forward to that. So right now I'm down at the front fence line, and we're just gonna start getting a bunch of this stuff in the ground. It's really quantity over quality in terms of planting with this kind of stuff. We really just want to get a whole bunch of it in the ground. A percentage of it will survive these harsh climates. It has a hard time competing with the grass, so really we're just trying to get as many in the ground as possible. So let's get them in the ground.
There are three main areas we're focusing on this year for our Shelterbelt planting. First, at the southeast corner of our yard where the fence separates us from our fields. Here we can get a rare but strong southeast wind that we're currently not protected from. The second area is along the fence line on the southwest side of the yard where the south wind blows straight into the cabin door. Since we stopped haying the yard 2 years ago, a healthy crop of willow is spreading into the grass, which will help a bunch as it grows. So we'll leave that and plant the taller, faster growing trees behind this in the yard, behind the trailer and down our drive to help the higher winds blow over us instead of into us. Finally, in the back 40, the eastern road allowance runs through a thin stand of aspen, which separates us from our neighbor's quarter section. This rough road allowance gets a lot of traffic in the summer with the resort villages nearby, so we'll be thickening up our side of the hedge to give us a little more privacy using the sea buckthorn bushes. As a bonus, the berries on the sea buckthorn will encourage the deer to browse in the meadow by providing a micro food plot.
So our soil here has these really rich deposits of clay, which are awesome at holding moisture, but once they get packed down after a bunch of years, it becomes a very hard thing for roots to get through. So when I'm digging these holes, I'm trying to remove some of that clay, and then you can see the difference in color with that clay, which is that light brown like that, and then nice soil, topsoil there. So what I'll do is I'll try and remove a bit of that clay out of it, or try and amend it with just some, you know, some already mashed up stuff and try and amend it a little bit. But usually I have enough of the topsoil to make a little trough for the plant to go in, if just by breaking that up and putting this in this way. If you just pack a tree into that clay, you know, cut a hole in the ground, split it open, put the tree in and bash it closed again like you do for regular tree planting, this clay just packs around the roots and they just have absolutely no way of growing through that, and so you just starve the root system from ever moving from where they are, and they really struggle to get past that. So we find if you break up the soil a little first, like we're doing here, then they have a much better chance of making it through. So we've been digging these guys up the whole weekend here, and I looked them up finally, and it looks like it's a larva for a June bug. So it looks like next year we are going to have a whole bunch of June bugs up in here, because these guys are just everywhere in the ground, and I guess they're on sort of a 3-year cycle in the ground. So I assume that means that these guys are year 2 and they're just about ready to be June bugs. And I don't know if June bugs are good or bad or what purpose they serve. I assume something, as everything does, but if someone knows, they can let me know in the comments and tell me more about June bugs. Well folks, I think that's going to be about it for us this weekend. I didn't get nearly 700 trees planted, but we got a good chunk done. So I got this section here in front of the cabin all planted in. I got a good chunk done down by the fence and along a trail there, so that was pretty decent. We didn't get into the back 40 to do the buckthorn back there, but next weekend's another weekend. We'll be out again, so I'm sure we can get it done then. So yeah, thanks for coming along. Hit the like button if this is the kind of thing you like. Hit the subscribe if you want to see more, and the little bell notification and whatever else, all the other stuff. Comment if you got questions or comments, and let me know what I'm doing wrong here, and we'll see you on the next one. All right.